Okay, so this is video 2 for our photosynthesis disc lab. And this is all about experimental setup and just how we want to go about just making our baseline experiment to make this work. Okay, so we are going to have 2 beakers, and here are the actual beakers right here that we're going to be using. Okay, and we're going to set it up so that we're going to have a light source, and then in each beaker there's going to be a number of things that are the same, and then the one big thing that we're going to change, of course, is the carbon dioxide, and baking soda is going to be our carbon dioxide source. Okay, so if I just go through some of the factors with you in these 2 setups, in each of these beakers, both in the one with the control one and the one with CO2 added, in both of these beakers I'm going to have 200 milliliters of distilled water in both. I'm also going to record the pH in each one, and so usually the pH of distilled water doesn't change a whole lot. Looks like we're getting a pH of about 4, which is surprising. And I'm going to try the other one. Measure it up. Yep, looks like I'm getting about a pH of 4 for each one. That is surprising. I thought I'd have more of a neutral pH, but it is happening at a pH of 4 in both beakers, so that's good. Then we also need to record the temperature. In this one here, I believe the temperature was right at about 19 degrees, and the temperature in this one is about the same, 19 degrees, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and record these factors down really quick. We've got a pH of 4. Wow, that's kind of acidic. And then a temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. In terms of Fahrenheit, that would be right around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's kind of cool here in the room, like usual. Then we could talk about a little bit about the light source itself. I'm going to be setting a light on these two beakers. And the light source is going to be from a lamp, and it's going to shine down on the beakers like that. In both cases, I'm going to be using this light bulb, which produces white light. Of course, white light is a combination of all the different colors that we can see. If we wanted to get fancy, and we could try in a future experiment, maybe red light or maybe blue light. As you guys know, green light is not very readily absorbed by plants in most cases, so we could do an experiment with that. But in this case, both beakers are going to have white light, a normal white light bulb, and I think this is just a 60-watt bulb. Okay. There's another ingredient that I actually added to both beakers. I added a little bit of soap, and you might think that that might kind of mess with my results, but what it actually does is the soap actually gets in there and it kind of loosens up the membranes a little bit and just allows for a little bit more production given this experiment that we're doing. What else? Got the soap. We need to add that the white light color was white and an energy level of about 60 watts. And I think everything else is pretty much the same, except for the one ingredient that we're adding into our experimental case, and that is our carbon dioxide source. In this case, it's just baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate. And I think this should be enough for us to set up our experiment and run each one of these cases for 10 minutes to see when the leaf discs float up. One last thing, the leaf discs themselves, I wanted to show you. This is what I do with the leaf discs. I actually take them and I put them in a syringe from the same water that came from each beaker. But I actually cap the syringe like that, and I create like this vacuum. And by doing that, it's kind of mean to the leaf discs, but by doing that, I'm creating a pressure difference that's going to get rid of all the oxygen and all the gases, or at least most of it, in each leaf disc. And I can tell that they're kind of devoid by gases because they've sunk down in the syringe. So I did it with this control version here, and then I also did the same thing with 10 discs, just like the other one, in this experimental version here, okay? So now we are ready. We are set up. We're ready to go. I'm gonna get the lamp set up so that we can run trials 1 and 2 for our experiments, which are gonna happen in videos 3 and 4 today.